Hey, it's Tim Randall with REIClub.com. I'm very happy today because I've got Matt Kamp with DealMachine with us. He is the Vice President of Partnerships over at DealMachine, and his role there is to help educate investors on the ins and outs of using their technology software platform to generate leads and organize leads and manage leads in order to do more real estate deals.
Yep.
He held a similar type partnership role at a Inc. 500 content marketing agency prior to DealMachine, where he helped grow that firm from 8 to 80 employees. He also helped organize Funders and Founders, which is a virtual networking event that connects entrepreneurs with investors and vendors to help them grow. So Matt, I thank you for taking the time to join us today.
Yeah, thanks again, Tim. And I want to preface by saying, like, we're a big fan of everything you're working on, REIClub. Like, we love to help team up with you to give your listeners technology that can make what they're doing and learning about even more effective. So again, like, we're a technology tool to help them take action. So it's exciting to get in front of people who are looking to take action. They're looking to not just absorb information, but to get out there and really start to find their next deal. So hopefully we can help them do that and give them a technology to make that as simple and easy and efficient as possible.
Awesome. So for those that have not seen our other videos, Matt has already done a video that shows driving for dollars, how to do that and marry that with sending out mail campaigns.
Yep.
He's done another video on how to use their CRM and their list engine, which is a database to manage and organize all your leads, and also to a different I guess real estate database to pull list that you can use to target. So this particular video, we're going to be going over how to build a team for driving for dollars, and Matt's going to share some of the pro tips on how best to do that and best practices. So
for sure,
I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, this is kind of that next level strategy where, especially if you have been out driving for dollars yourself and you really get used to it and really say, like, hey, I love this strategy. I'm finding deals and getting in touch with people, but I want to take this to the next level and help kind of outsource this and recruit other people around me to help, kind of build up a little driving team. That's where I can kind of get into this next level strategy for this. So I definitely recommend watching that first video to get a lot of the basics down around driving for dollars and how to send out mail campaigns and things. And then for this particular video, we can really kind of get into, recruiting drivers and training them and managing them and that type of stuff. So I will share my screen here to kind of show you just some of the bare bones stuff of what the software can do as well. So can you see that that's on here? Perfect. So, again, when you initially land in DealMachine, you'll be on our dashboard. But if you scroll down to the driving tab, clicking on that, that's really where, if you're out, like, again, driving for dollars yourself, you're looking to outsource that now and bring on drivers to help you, find your next leads. I think this is the place to really go and take that to the next level. So any DealMachine member, so if you're even on our most basic plan for Street Engine for our driving for dollars portion, you get at least one driver on your account. If you are on the pro level, you get 2, and then enterprise levels when you really can scale, and we support up to 300 drivers. So you can make a whole, driving armada at that point. But you can go in here and really kind of the idea behind it is you want to, one, help track their routes. So if you go in here and if you have a driver start to go out there and drive for dollars for you, you'll see what you can't, I don't have any drivers of my own in this account right here, but you'll be able to easily see when they drive around, they hit track route and start getting out there. You'll get to see, where they drove, how long they drove, how many properties they added, all the data around their particular drives. So that way, this data is going to help you, understand what's working and what's not, going to help you follow up with those leads, and then also going to help you pay the driver properly as well. I think one pro tip on my end is, as you're scaling this, I know for people, if they can hit the threshold of literally like 2,000 leads per month, which sounds like a lot, but when you back down on it, or when you kind of, break that down, say you add 20 deals an hour, which is definitely a conservative amount. Like we've seen people add up to 60 plus an hour, but if you added 20 deals, qualified deals per hour, over 2,000 properties, what is that? 100 hours of driving per month, right? Which means like, hey, if you can do a couple hours, a day, which if you have, what was that? 25 hours a week with your drivers. So if you have 2 drivers, give them, 12 hours a week, a part-time job, essentially, getting out there driving for you. If you can get to that scale, I mean, we have wholesalers doing that, that are, I'd say 95% of the time they're successful landing multiple deals per month, 3+ a month with DealMachine at that volume. So if you want to really go next level, really get out there and hire, even one full-time driver or a couple of part-time drivers, you can get to that threshold where you will have the volume of leads to manage and to send mailers to and a cold call that you can get, those are just the numbers of getting like multiple deals per month through DealMachine. So kind of think about it that way in terms of setting the right expectations. If you're just hiring your first driver, great. If you can even get them to do, a consistent routine of a couple hours a week, like that's going to be a steady flow of, up to maybe even 100 leads a week, which is huge. Like that's going to, that's going to be a great place to start to really have success here. But you'll be able to, through this tab, see, track their route. You can see again, like how far they drove, where they drove, all that type of stuff. You can restrict their access. So it comes in here and say I had a driver, you click on that, you can give them access to, different parts of your DealMachine. So initially what's going to be easy is it'll give you the, access to add leads, but not to market to them. And that's just because whoever you have driving, especially if it's just somebody you hired, finding them online, like, you're not giving them access to your marketing budget. Like you're not having them start to send mail for you and cold call and all that stuff. Like they'll just be adding leads for you. And then you just pop into your CRM, to your leads tab, and you'll be able to start cold calling, start sending mail. You'll have control over the whole marketing process, but they're here to help you with the lead generation and list building process. Right. So
are the drivers able to see what actions have been taken on their own leads?
Yeah. So they're going to be able to go in and, the goal is with each of these leads, like, they want to see, you want to be able to track the ROI of all these properties, right? So whenever you win a deal, you'll be able to, see that deal, where it came from, notify that driver. They'll be able to see that, where it is on, in the city. Like, every time you win a deal, that'll be a learning opportunity for you and for your driving team. So you'll be able to really, really open up your analytics to them a little bit, as much as you like. I think, the goal initially is to, again, I would highly recommend driving yourself at least a little bit and getting used to it. And then, bring on drivers. If you're on our enterprise plan, so this is, talking about is kind of managing your drivers, talking about recruiting them. If you click on this button, you'll automatically be able to, if you're on our enterprise level plan, this is for people who are going to actually need to post on Indeed and post on, Facebook or wherever to recruit your drivers. We automatically generate a landing page for you. So you'll be able to customize that link. I'll show you my landing page, but you automatically are able to generate this landing page and share it out where it's a lead capture form. It's pitching the idea of paying people to drive for you. So you'll be able to easily have this generated. You'll have a video here that you can customize yourself if you want. If not, it already pitches the idea of driving for dollars and why they should, why it's an easy way for them to make extra money. So, all of that is customizable, but you have a lead capture form right here to get started with. So that's through our software. Once you actually start to get applicants, I would say a pro tip on our end is we highly recommend doing a trial for them. So maybe pick, 5 of them and say, hey, I'll pay you $20, go add 20 properties and, test them out, like see, do they go above and beyond? What are the qualities, of those properties? Do they do a good job? Like, are they qualified leads? Do they do it quickly? Like how fast do they respond? You can kind of put them on trial there. I would highly recommend. once you have found the right mix of drivers, I'd say the training video piece that we give you is absolutely key there too. So you can require them that when they log in for the first time, they'll have to go through the welcome video, the payments video, what a distressed property looks like, how to take photos, just fully train them on DealMachine. And that way you won't even have to do that yourself too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's all through our technology here. And you can customize the welcome email as well, obviously. But yeah, I think for our enterprise level customers, those are the ones that are going to look to have 3+ drivers up to 300. Like, this is absolutely key for them to be able to scale their recruiting and hiring and training process. Where we see them posting the link and having success a lot of times would be if you can find people who are, Uber or Lyft drivers, they're, DoorDash, TaskRabbit, like Postmates, like they're already out driving, giving them an opportunity and saying, hey, in between your Uber rides, if you're waiting for somebody, drive around for me and take pictures of properties. You can pitch it as a really easy addition to what they're doing. If you want somebody full-time, I'd say Indeed or Craigslist are probably really good places to look, to really like have somebody drive for you many hours a week and really be reliable at that. We've seen people literally put flyers on their door just because they're getting so many things delivered right now that people might, you can pitch the idea of basically printing out this and say, hey, if you're interested, go to my link and learn more about DealMachine. Like, we've seen people get drivers that way. So you can get a little creative with it, but I think there's a couple ways you can think about recruiting them. You manage them through the software, and then for properly incentivizing and paying them, obviously it's going to differ state by state, but I would highly recommend doing some kind of hourly wage and then some kind of performance-based pay. So it could be like, hey, every hour of drive time you put in for me, I pay you $10 to $15 or whatever it might be. And then every lead that you add, that's a qualified lead and I deem as a qualified lead, you get paid an extra $1 or whatever it might be. So, kind of combining those two things. We've seen people like give a percent, say, hey, if I close a deal that you've added, I'll give you $500 or whatever it is. Like, I've seen people do that as well, but combining a performance-based metric with an hourly based metric is where I'd recommend incentivizing drivers.
Okay, good tip.
Yeah. So yeah, I think really the goal for us was to make it easy to recruit, easy to bring them on and train them, give you strategies on paying them, and then make it easy to manage their routes and see where they're going. And that's kind of like the next level strategy on how to scale your team, how to get to that threshold of, a couple thousand properties a month.
Is there a way to guide the drivers into what areas you want them to drive through the software, or you just do that through the phone? Or
Yes. So that reminds me here too. So it depends on when you're seeing this particular video come out. But a little sneak preview, we actually have a new feature coming out this month that is going to be our route planning feature. So the route planning, currently you see route tracking, like where you've been, that type of thing you can already access. But route planning would say, hey, XYZ driver, I want you to drive this area today. And route planning will be essentially a GPS within DealMachine, and it'll guide them through and say, if you assign them a route, it'll, follow them, they can just follow this instruction around and look for properties that way. So you can coach them to that, minutia, as well. Now you can really help them plan those routes and help them, optimize their time in addition to what you're already doing by seeing where they already were,
Okay. So for those that have not seen our other videos or are not familiar with DealMachine, can you kind of go through the plans and pricing for them?
Yeah. So pricing, if you do dealmachine.com/pricing, you can see the full breakdown. Our street engine plan, enterprise level is $2,990 per year. So, that breaks down to, what is that? Somewhere around $250 a month. I would say like the enterprise level is where you're going to, again, like at that level is when you're hiring multiple 3+ drivers, you're, really scaling your driving team. So that's for the people who are really looking to wholesale or invest in multiple properties per month is that level. I think our basic plan, that's just $49 a month, and that includes one driver, and our professional plan is $49 a month, and that includes two drivers. So even if you're on our most basic plan, get out there, start driving for deals, start looking around and having conversations. Then when you're comfortable with that, I would highly recommend looking at bringing on that first driver and, recruiting somebody to help you. And that's going to help you scale yourself, help you scale your entire strategy.
Okay. Thanks for that. And
yeah.
Also, for the REIClub members, you guys have a special deal. You want to tell them about that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was going to say, if anybody does sign up for DealMachine, after watching this, definitely you can get a 7-day trial. Definitely go through Tim's link here. We've set up a special deal for you guys of getting free deal credits, 15 free deal credits that go towards your mailers, your skip tracing, to make cold calls. We wanted to make it really easy for you to try it out and then start to have conversations with people. So that's really gonna help you from a marketing budget perspective. So make sure to go through that link and sign up that way and get your free credits.
Well, we appreciate you being generous with that, and
of course.
Also, I thank you for spending the time with us today to kind of walk us through the best practices for building a team and scaling that up to make our driving for dollars much more efficient.
Yeah. And feel free, Matt@DealMachine.com is my email. If you have any questions on building that team and how we're seeing people do that. We put out a ton of content on YouTube teaching people about this too. So look on there to really get a deep dive around this strategy. But I think this is kind of that next level strategy of, okay, I'm starting to have conversations and maybe close a deal or two. How do I take this to the next level? Well, hiring your driving team is the way to do that.
All right. Well, so Matt, go ahead and sign off. I appreciate it. And we thank you for your time.
Perfect. Thanks, Tim.
All right. Bye-bye.